This afternoon, we're going to visit a gentleman that's one of the founders of a really unique business. It's an immersive art gallery, something I've never seen before. So, as I said, it's pretty unique. It's located here in Dallas, Texas, across the street from where they hold the Texas State Fair. So, I think this one will be a really interesting one. So, come on and join me.
Hello, my name is Rainbow Rob. Welcome to Rainbow Vomit, Dallas's #1 rated immersive art exhibit where you can explore amongst the different styles of art here with your friends and family, host private events in this place that's like a comic book come to life. Thank you for coming, and let's begin our journey.
All right, so introduce yourself.
Well, hello, my name is Rainbow Rob. I'm one of the co-founders of Rainbow Vomit, an immersive art exhibit here in Dallas, alongside my partners Deanna Tice and Jason Mendez. And we also work with a bunch of friends and other artists and creatives to help bring this space to life. It's like a comic book come to life, and it's just a fun experience for families and friends to enjoy together.
Well, how did you guys come up with this idea of starting an immersive art business?
Well, credit goes to my partner Jason, who approached my other partner Deanna. He lives out of state and thought that this would be a good place to possibly do what he called a selfie studio, and that Deanna, who's a very visually talented designer, would be a great person to design. And I came on board as someone with a background in user experience and, some acting kind of stuff. And we just all brought different sort of ideas to the table. Deanna started concepting various art styles and looking at things like comic books, pop art, fantasy, and we settled on the name Rainbow Vomit after I saw some of the visual concepts she was putting together, and it made me think of the name Rainbow Vomit. We'd been searching for a unique, fun name that we thought would fit the kind of vibe we were going for, and that was kind of our light bulb moment. We created our own comic book around it, and that was in the summer of 2018. Found this space here in Fair Park, and it really spoke to us, and we just kind of built it up and made it happen. Opened in early 2019.
What kind of competition do you have around here in Dallas?
Well, there's a few other immersive type exhibits, experiential type exhibits. One called Sweet Tooth Hotel that's in downtown. I think they're getting ready to move to a new location. There's also the Museum of Illusions, places that people go to take photos. But what's great about these type of experiences is that if people enjoy them, each one offers its own experience. So while we're sort of competitors, at the same time, we get people all the time who go to multiple ones of these. It's not something you have to necessarily pick one and show allegiance to. So we're happy to be a part of the space. It's very fulfilling. People really enjoy themselves when they come here, and we, welcome others to get into this field of immersive art because it's just really engaging and a great new way for artists to create and have people come and enjoy what they make.
Well, how did you become an entrepreneur to begin with? I mean, you look fairly young. So instead of going to work for somebody else, you're an entrepreneur. So how did you grow into that? Who inspired you?
Credit to that must go to my family. I was kind of raised in an entrepreneurial setting. My dad grew up working for his family's business. They had a department retail store in Nashville, where I'm from. And then he actually left that to start his own advertising business. My mom did an interior decorating business on her own and also with another partner of hers in Nashville. And so they've always just been kind of independent, like making their own business, and even going back other generations to my grandfathers. So, when I graduated college in 2008, I'm probably a little bit older than I look. I'm 36, so I've been on the entrepreneurial journey for many years, and it's actually what led me to Dallas. I was working on a tech startup with some friends in Nashville, and we got into an accelerator program that invested in a smart app we made, and it brought me to Dallas. I got into the entrepreneurial scene here, found my way into user experience design as a result of working on this smartphone app, and that's how I met my partner Deanna in a startup event, and then this opportunity came up. So I've just been, as I'm sure many entrepreneurs have had, the experience of bouncing from thing to thing to thing, and some successes, some failures along the way, and then hopefully you find something that really fits not only what you want to do, but then what others are really interested in. And we seem to have struck that with Rainbow Vomit.
Well, having a partner makes the dynamic a little different. What are some things that you found out that's really helped you? What advice would you give to others that are thinking about starting a business with a partner?
Well, when it comes to building a business, it's incredibly challenging. I can't imagine doing it alone. And I have had times where I've felt alone in my entrepreneurial journeys, and that was probably among those toughest times. So, but at the same time, when you read about startups and the processes they go through, one of, if not the main thing that causes them to fail is issues between partners.
Right.
So that's a relationship you really have to nurture. And I have learned from, honestly, mistakes about, what works, what doesn't. I'm a strong-willed person with my own views, but I try to make room for others and, learn from the fact that it is a collaborative effort, but you also have to identify specific roles and responsibilities and, know your place at times. And I've had to learn lessons of, difficulty along the way and mistakes that I've made, but hopefully I just continue to improve. And, if you know someone who has a good idea and you feel passionate about it, and that's kind of what's happened to me, that I've found others who have had these good ideas and been able to bring my own sensibilities into it. And that is just something I've really welcomed in my life.
So what are some of the challenges you guys have come across that caught you by complete surprise, especially because this is such a unique kind of business?
Right. And, probably some of our biggest challenges were really trying to find a theme and something that would really speak to people and be something that would connect with our audience and make them want to share it with their friends and come again or tell people about it. And, also, again, with the partner dynamics, figuring out each other's roles, not having an opportunity at times to just catch your breath because you're so busy trying to get open by a certain time. When we're working on the space, we're working on this space constantly, but we're only closed 1 or 2 days a week. So sometimes we'll be compressed into a very short time window to try and do a lot of stuff. And we've taken on some very different creative projects that we've done here, and challenged ourselves at times, and sort of tried to push our own limits when it comes to what an immersive, interactive experience can be. So we want to continue to push that envelope. And I still think there's probably many challenges ahead that we haven't even faced yet, but we're ready for them.
Well, I noticed when you talk about your partner roles, did it just mesh into y'all's roles, or did y'all come into it with this person's going to wear these hats and this person is going to wear these hats? Did y'all decide it, or did it just kind of evolve?
I would say the roles that we've decided between us have somewhat evolved over time. There was a kind of a natural proclivity that each of us had. My partner Deanna is very visually minded, with design and art, and that, that's her thing, and I'm kind of the experiential person, the storyteller, the words. And so we're a great complement to one each other. And then Jason is like kind of the mastermind with the big idea, and seed funded this whole operation. So there were some roles established from the beginning, but at the same time, when you're starting off, and I didn't know Jason that well, and Deanna is also my partner in business, but also my girlfriend. So there's some relationship dynamics in there that it complicated things sometimes, but overall it's been really rewarding. And even though we have faced some challenges, and I've definitely had to learn my place, and everyone's kind of over time figured out what their best fit is amongst all that we're doing.
Well, when you talked about Jason, the guy that funded it, your investor, did you guys already know him, or was he sort of a stranger, and did you have to pitch the idea? Tell us a story about that.
Well, Deanna knew Jason from long ago. She's from Kansas, and so they've been friends a long time, way before.
So he's not a stranger.
No, but he somewhat was to me, and I was to him. So, there was kind of an establishing a rapport between us, and, trying to figure out our level of comfort with one another. And, I've always been someone to really, when I get passionate about something, get really involved. And I think it may have caught him a little off guard at first, but over time, hopefully he's warmed up to, my place within it all. And, we're all partners in this. So, it just maybe took some time to establish that relationship between us, because they had such a history together. And, that's just kind of how it goes sometimes.
If somebody was thinking about opening an immersive art business, what couple of pieces of advice would you give them that would really help them?
I would say definitely try to find something that can make you unique and stand out. That's really important wherever you're going to be. And obviously you need to do good market research on your location, the city, the place within the city, the type of building or location you're finding. It just all needs to fit well together. And we got really lucky with the building that we have. It has a really funky layout, cool architecture that we were able to play with. Some people might want more of a blank canvas. We looked at a couple of places that were a bit more just kind of traditional warehouses, but sometimes you gotta let the ideas come from where you are and really be open to possibilities. You do want to go in with a plan, but be willing to change it as things evolve. And while we obviously came up with concepts, and Deanna knew she wanted to do certain themes, we left room open for others to bring their creative sensibilities into the mix. And just try and find other good artists who are passionate about, find a theme, find a purpose. Ideally, it's not just to make money. Yes, this is a business, right, but we wanted to make something that was fun, engaging, and might actually get people to put their phone down and just have a moment, of just like, wow, this is cool. And, especially as we're doing more events now, we've done live interactive musicals here. We even started a nonprofit around the arts, because we're just really passionate about changing people through art, having positive impact through the stuff we're creating. It's not just a cash grab. Some people maybe thought that when we first opened even, but we're still here over 2.5 years later, and we're gonna stick around.
Well, you definitely got bills to pay, so it's
yeah.
a business. Well, I know there's some companies that have multiple locations. Do you guys plan on maybe opening up other locations, or is it a little too early to tell right now?
We would love to. That is definitely on our timeline. I would say within the next 1 to 2 years, we do hope to expand to a new location. And, but we kind of figured out that the way we are compared to some of these other more pop-up type things is we want to go to a place and really build something that can stick around. For now, we're not necessarily trying to have a business model where we'll be up for a month or a few months and go from city to city. That's something we could evolve into over time, but I don't know if you've ever heard of Meow Wolf, but it's a big immersive art place, and they have a Santa Fe location. They just opened up a Vegas one. The Denver one's coming up in September. So they're kind of our model that we look towards. They make these really amazing places, they create a structure, and they're like, we're here, we're gonna build something around this. And what I don't know exactly where it will be. It very well could be Kansas City or even Nashville, where we're from, or somewhere else entirely different. But we definitely do want to expand at some point.
Okay, was there anything else you'd like to add as far as this amazing place here? I came here, I guess, a couple of weeks ago, and I was so amazed and impressed.
Thank you.
And I'm the kind of guy that doesn't really get into this kind of stuff, but when I came here, it's really, the pictures and videos don't do it justice, because you got to come in and really experience it, But what other pieces of info you'd like to share with people that'll view this video?
Well, first I just want to respond to what you said, and actually that's something that we find very rewarding, is this place is very creatively stimulating for people who come in here. And it gets their wheels turning, and it puts them just in this environment that's so unlike the normal world of places they go into. And I think that's just a really good mindset to put people into, and that's always very rewarding for us, and I think for others who come, and it keeps people coming back. And I'd like to point towards, we do other special events. Sometimes we have concerts here. Like I said, we do live musical performances, and we started a nonprofit called the Exude Love Foundation, all based around spreading love and raising consciousness through forms of art and creative expression, because art can have such a positive impact on people, and creativity is just a really necessary element of life, I think, to keep it enriched and rewarding, and make people want to do the other things in life that aren't as interesting and fun, because you might have something different to look forward to. And Rainbow Vomit kind of stands for that: different, weird, fun, unique. And those are the things we really just want to bring into people's lives.
Well, one thing that did come to my mind when you mentioned about events, is that another source of revenue? What I mean by that is, do you close the place down and rent it out for people to have their events?
Yeah, great question. So, and this actually in particular got heavily emphasized during the pandemic, because we shut down for a couple months, and when we reopened, we wanted to make it so that it was very easy for people to book the space privately for, just their family or group of friends, so they could feel very comfortable and safe here. That's a bit less of a concern now, but it's still something people really desire. Could be for birthday parties, private photo shoots. We do a lot of music videos here, other creative projects. And, renting the space out it's relatively affordable. It starts at $200 an hour. And it's a great place to have a party and bring friends, and you can bring your own food and drinks and put on your own music, and just be in this unique circumstance where it's a party environment that you don't really have to decorate, because it comes decorated, and people appreciate that as well. And we've also started doing more concert events where we'll have some good DJs and play music here and get a larger crowd. We had a really nice one last night, with 100 or so people, and it's just really good vibes and positivity, and creating a good atmosphere. So yeah, absolutely available for rentals, and also just special events that we do from time to time.
Okay, well, Rob, I really appreciate you allowing me to come out here and do this video and share your amazing business. It's just really amazing.
Can I close by asking you one question?
Sure, fire away.
So what got you into video? Because I know you're a CPA, and video seems like a cool hobby, passion of yours. I used to be a videographer myself.
I can tell you had all kinds of knowledge. Well, here it is basically is, I'm passionate about entrepreneurship because I'm a CPA. And what I have found over the years is so many people have always wanted to start a business, and they live their entire life and they never do it. And I think a lot of it is because they just don't know how, or they need to be encouraged and educated. And I think if I do, let's say 100 of these kinds of videos, everybody has something to share. People like you have something to share. And I want people to realize that You don't have to have special skills and special knowledge to open a business, you know. So if I can inspire people as a CPA, inspire people to get out there and start a business, then that's really what I want to do. So that's really what all this is about. This video thing is like, drives me crazy sometimes. And I don't like editing. But that's
I've done a lot of editing.
Right,
I have spent thousands of hours in editing.
Super
suites.
solitude.
It's very tedious, but sometimes I like the solitude of it,
Right.
and you have such control
Right.
over the story. It's the ultimate storytelling. Is the editor. They have the final say on how everything is arranged. And if I may just add one thing to what you said, about starting a business, really the main thing you just need is something you're passionate about, and something that you feel you can offer, a problem that you think you can solve in a better way, a more efficient way. And if you are not sure how to get started, wherever you live, I encourage you to search that area, find other entrepreneurial resources there. The startup communities in both Nashville and Dallas were very supportive of me getting involved in this. I came in entirely new, not knowing a lot, and I know so much more now, and I still have a lot to learn. Certain areas I've learned a lot in, others I turn to the experts and find a mentor, find programs that can help support you. I really probably don't encourage just going it totally alone, because that's just going to be really hard long term. Seek help and just bring passion to it, and you can make something happen if that's something you're determined to do.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, Rob.
Yeah, appreciate it, Curtis.
Right.
Thanks for coming, man.
Right.
Appreciate it.
There are two takeaways that I really liked what Rob mentioned. The first one, he talked about nurturing a relationship with your partners. Unfortunately, it is true that so many businesses that have multiple partners a lot of times will cease to exist because of feuding amongst the partners. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this as a CPA over the years. The second takeaway was when he talked about, if you're going to start a business that makes lives easier, that's more convenient. Check out my video entitled No Impact, No Idea. It elaborates on this a little more. I hope this video added value. I'm Curtis Mulberg. Thanks for watching.